بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. One of the ways that individual lovers of the awaited Savior can contribute to bringing about that glorious day when God finally fulfills His promise, as has been made to every single prophet, every single emissary, every single apostle. One of the ways you and I can play a role is by deeply connecting to the Imam. I have a friend. He has a son who's been falsely imprisoned in one of these countries which shall remain nameless for one crime and one crime alone, and that is being a Shia of the Ahlulbayt. Whenever I see this man, I ask him about his son, and he goes on to talk about the fact that he hasn't seen him in 5 years, and that he's heard news from somebody who's come from that country and who's heard of someone who's been in some prison who might have seen someone who could potentially resemble his son. And he goes into details and timelines and names of individuals that might have had something to do with his son's imprisonment. He has no access to him. He doesn't even know whether his son is alive or dead. And yet this occupies his mind, which is why every time I see him, because I care about him and his plight, I also ask him about his son. You see, the difference between someone who has a son in prison and his circle of friends who are concerned for his well-being, and someone who only thinks about such a thing in an abstract, theoretical way, is very obvious. When it comes to the 12th Imam, do we treat him like someone who is so viscerally connected to ourselves, or is he just some theory, some notion, some religious concept? This makes a big difference. Listen to what Imam al-Rida alayhi salam said to one of his companions. He said, لا بد من فتنة صماء صيلم تسقط فيها كل بطانة ووليجة. He speaks about this trial in which everything that is hidden is exposed. Every hypocrisy is brought to light. Everyone who people assumed was good reveals their true face. He says this test has to happen. وذلك, when does that happen? The Imam says, عند فقدان الشيعة الثالثة من ولدي, when our followers miss the third son from my lineage. Then he says, يبكي عليه السماء وأهل الأرض. The heavens cry for him, as well as those on earth. وَكُلُّ حَرَّى وَحَرَّانِ, and every thirsty man and woman. وَكُلُّ حَزِينٍ لَهْفَانِ, and everyone who grieves and is saddened by this absence of God's vicegerent amongst us. ثم قال بأبي وأمي سمي جدي. May my parents be ransomed for the one who's named after my grandfather. شبيهي وشبيه موسى ibn Imran, the one who resembles me and resembles Musa ibn Imran alayhi salam, who went into occultation. عليه جيوب النور تتوقد بشعاع ضياء الشمس. He has layer upon layer of light, not LED light, not something that we're familiar with, but this is the light of the Lord. ضياء القدس كم من حري كم من حرى مؤمنة وكم من مؤمن متأسف حيران حزين. How many people are grieving for him, are saddened by his absence. عند فقدان الماء المعين, when they realize that pure water is missing. If you're thirsty, you understand the value of water. If you're grieving, you understand the value of our Imam. كأني بهم آيس ما كانوا. I can almost see them with complete despair at the time of his occultation. قد نودوا نداء يسمع يسمع من بعد كما يسمع من قرب. When a call is made and is heard by those who are near as well as those who are far, يكون رحمة على المؤمنين وعذابا على الكافرين. He will be a mercy for the believers and divine chastisement for the disbelievers. May Allah make us among those who grieve for our Imam and pray for his return. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.